Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log Stardate 2016-01.12. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's good. I just want to say from the get-go, we here at Trekyards, and I myself as Captain Foley, have the best, greatest fans in the world. Your response to my last Captain's Log was uplifting. It was very affirming. It was something that really made me feel good about what I do and what we do here at Trekyards. And the fact that you guys tune in to watch me babble about incoherently about things is amazing to me. So I appreciate that. That's the first thing I want to say. Now, like, as you know, last Captain's Log was split into two parts. One was to address what I want to address, the other was to answer questions. This one is going to be a one-parter. It's probably going to be a longer one because I'm going to address comments and questions from both of those. But we might consider going back to a two-part style. I don't know. I just don't have the time to really edit that right now. So this is just going to be a one-shot, you know, it won't be one take. I'm pretty sure it won't be one take. But still lots going on and stuff. I got these little metal earth sculptures. Finally got my Enterprise built. Look at those nacelles. These metal earth sculptures are cool. The Connie is a notoriously bad one, though. It's designed poorly. It's not a very good one. But, you know, Captain Foley, I had to make mine perfect. As perfect as I could get. And those nacelles are bang on accurate. Took a lot of fumbling and fiddling with it. Now, if you guys are interested in learning about the metal earths and how to do them, I'm going to do a quick review of this at some point in the next few days, hopefully, where I go through the instructions and just basically tell you all the problems I had with the kit and all the things you can do to make it a bit better on yourself. So you can kind of see there are a few little spots where I messed up or had to adjust things to tweak them so that they would look adequate. It does look adequate. Trust me, on screen it looks a lot better than it does in person. There are quite a few flaws, but I say that about all my models, and everybody's like, I can't see any flaws. You're your own worst critic after all. So there's that one. I also got two Transformer ones from my wife and mother-in-law. Here's Optimus Prime, finished him. Very cool. These ones were a lot easier and better designed than the Enterprise. The Enterprise is one of their first kits. It has the older instructions, and since then they've actually re-released the instructions because there was one or two errors in them. There's still one error in the instructions for the Connie, but these Transformers are incredible. Next on my hit list for them is Megatron. But these turn out beautifully. Every time I build one, I say it's going to be the last time because they frustrate me so much. And sometimes they give me boo-boos. I had a big cut there. I was bleeding. But they are fun to do. They're pretty quick. They are frustrating at times, and there are a lot of kind of scrambling to get things fixed and make them right. But the end result's amazing, so I highly recommend the Metal Earth things. I will be doing, like I said, I'll do a review on each of them to tell you the problems I had building it and things like that. So let's just get into the questions and stuff first, and then there's one or two little quick things I just want to talk about at the end. So, and once again, I really mean it, guys. You guys are incredible. You are an incredible community, an incredible fan base, and I absolutely love every second of talking to you guys and just reading your responses. You're very supportive, you're very understanding, and that is incredible. That's exactly what I need. First one is from Captain Roxas. This is on part 1 of my last Captain's Log. I completely agree with your points and views in this video. Personally, I don't think YouTube should have a dislike button. I don't understand why people choose to watch a whole video they're not enjoying just to be rude or mean. Well, in my experience, people don't. They'll turn on a video for 10-15 seconds. As soon as the person starts irritating them, dislike, and on to the next thing. You know, just do yourself a favor and just move on to the next thing. Unless they're harming somebody or insulting somebody that you care about, or you know, somebody you're a fan of, There's no need to hit dislike just because they're voicing their opinion. That's my opinion. Don't be an asshole. And then Darren Wells goes on to say, well, why have a like button with that logic? There are also several disgustingly crappy videos on YouTube that really deserve dislikes. So the dislike button is very appropriate sometimes. But even better would be to completely delete the disgusting crap. But unfortunately, they don't do that. So the dislike button is the only possibility yet left. Yes, if something is disgusting or degrading or insulting to people, the dislike button, that's what it's there for. And it should be a report button. And then CJS says, don't worry about the negatives, Captain. This channel is the best. Forget about the negative people out there. There's a lot of comments similar to that based on what I talked about last time. So, like I said, you guys are the most supportive, amazing group of people anywhere. And I have no problem calling you my friends. Next is from Mark Plott. You are awesome, Stuart Foley. Don't ever change. I know, right? That's what I've been trying to say. You do things your way and accept that. And I'm mostly interested in what your thoughts are on the new Trek universe and the Star Wars universe. Don't listen to those hecklers or negative people out there. Stay positive, stay on course, and I will respect your wishes and not bring up the issue with Axanar until it's resolved. Live long and prosper, Mark. Next is analysis of sci-fi. Fan politics is a pain. That starts a lot of issues in the fan community. I always want to know why. When will the new tech manual be coming out? I assume you're talking about the new technical manual done by Cal Schnatz. That includes my Foley class Dreadnought in there. Well, I'm not sure. It'll be released soon. Probably the first, hopefully before May, I think, was the plan. He's talked to CBS and his publisher, and he hasn't told me when exactly. He's told me soon. So in the next couple months, which means we're kind of buckling down. I'm doing some proofreading and stuff for him, and trying to get that book out. Sovsborg. Don't sweat it, Captain. You're not on Paramount's radar. The only reason they stepped in on Axanar is one reason. $1 million. $1 million. That's what their censors are set to, not us. Don Charney. At least in Beyond, they blow up the badly designed Enterprise. Maybe. P. Giovanni Jr. Hey, Captain. Have to agree with James Darcy. Don't let the idiots get you down. Trekyards is awesome, and happy 2016. Well, thank you. Actually, same thing to you guys. Happy New Year. Hope you have a great one, and I hope it's full of good things and positive things. And so there. Michael Yeager. Where do you see the new Foley class Dreadnought? Couldn't find it. And then a link was sent, and he was happy. John Muller. Maybe call the top 10 an honors list. Well, we actually have talked about it. It's a possibility. We might change it eventually, but we agree that it's a top 10. There are 10, so that's just the way it is. Our 100th episode is something special, and it's tomorrow. You're going to like it. Everybody that's been complaining about the top 10 thing, it gets addressed in there. So 100 episodes tomorrow, guys. That's exciting. David Hammer. I see that the Star Trek Beyond trailer. I did see the Beyond trailer attached to Star Wars, but only when I went to see it in IMAX 3D at another theater. So it's either only on IMAX version, or it may depend on the theater you're seeing it. Yeah, I've heard from a few people that it actually does depend on the theater. Depends on the demographics of the area, things like that. And I go to a smaller theater because I got a bunch of big ones here in London, but they are a pain in the ass to get into. They're always busy. I hate crowds. I hate people. So what I do is I go to a smaller town nearby, and there's almost nobody there. So that's just the way it rolls. They don't get all the best trailers and stuff, but they still get to see the same movies. So Samuel McCosh. My suggestion for a rename of Top 10 would be Top of the Treks. Like Top of the Pops, but more Trek. And no Jimmy Savile. Stay awesome. Cloudzilla says, maybe it's a Canadian thing. Star Trek Beyond trailers are playing in the US before Star Wars. Don't worry, the trailer looked worse on the big screen. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Mark Fields. By the way, one important thing, just to help your argument. There are several vids of our planets making sound in space. There's a special on top 5 that explains how the planets make this sound. Yes, the hum and the reverberations and stuff that do travel through space. Ha! Thomas Carpenter. Darn you, after looking at the Foley Dreadnought, I'm going to have to try to kit bash one from all my Starfleet Battles mini parts bag. Maybe class it as a space control ship. Stating it out will be fun. Statting it out. Yeah, me and Cal's done most of the work. A lot of backstory behind the development of that ship, what that ship has, and it's pretty amazing. So I can't wait for you guys to read it. Karen Stevens, you guys have got a very good show going. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Ron Anderson. Regarding sound in space, it's not sound, it's EM emissions from the ship's power and drive systems. Seriously, though, I agree that people need to lighten up. It's not a documentary. Shinjo Fox. I often like movies, others don't. I hate movies, others love. You stay strong. I'm the same way. I find that if I hate a movie, almost the general consensus is that... Did I say hate? If I hate a movie, the general consensus is that most people love it. If I like a movie or love a movie, especially on first seeing it the first time, a lot of people absolutely hate it and rip it apart. And it makes me wonder sometimes, am I just an idiot? Because I like things that other people don't like, and I don't know why. So a lot of times I will, when I'm talking to people, kind of tone down what I think and try not to be myself, which I got to stop doing, because people love when I'm myself. Usually when I'm myself is when I get the best feedbacks. So anyway, Cuban writer. BSD did a good job with sound in space, as did Firefly. But having seen space clips with no sound, it's much better with sound. I like your interpretation of the sounds being internal to the depicted vessels. Brian Long. In my honest opinion, you should not tone down the way you feel about something to make it PC. Speak your mind. PC be damned, in my honest opinion. The whole thing about sound in space is part of the problem people have today of overthinking everything in TVs and movies. Absolutely. It's fictional entertainment. If you like it, sit there and enjoy it. If you don't like it, turn it off. It's that simple. Agreed. And then Josh Spencer, one of our Trekyards guest stars, chimed in. He did just that with the Confederate flag controversy, and we need to see more of that. I don't know if you guys remember the whole Confederate flag thing and them taking the General Lee off the market. They don't sell the General Lee toys anymore. I went ballistic on that, and if that's what Josh is talking about, if you guys want to see more of me just ranting and raving about the stupidity of politics and people, let me know. I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, no matter what you do, especially when it comes to Trek and designing ships, you're going to offend somebody. Somebody's not going to like it. But if you guys want to hear more of my honest opinions about things like that, let me know. Ebenezer 1690. Great job, Captain. Thank you. Myth Inisya. I saw Star Wars and I saw the Star Trek trailer. Steve Burns. There's no music in space either. Hey, Captain, you need to bring... Yeah, you need... Take 3. Hey, Captain, you keep on being you and don't worry too much about the trolls. Because that's all they are there. That's all they are. Desperate for attention trolls. You and Sam do a great job putting out fun and interesting videos. Set your deflectors to maximum and keep on trekking. Conman Gamer. You're cool. Glad to see your videos. I can't wait for your new videos. I always love Star Trek and Star Wars. You make the best Star Trek videos on YouTube. Thank you. That's the third time I've heard that this week. That we make the best Star Trek content on YouTube at the moment. Besides, like, continues and stuff. Because they're emulating the real thing. So thank you guys for those comments. I'm with you, Captain Foley. I love the Green Lantern movie. I wish they'd make a second movie. I love Trekyards. You're saying you love the Green Lantern movie, and then you say you love Trekyards. That makes us sound really bad to a lot of people. Just kidding. I like the Green Lantern movie too. It's exactly what you expected from a comic book movie. It's a comic book movie. What do they expect? Something Oscar winning? No. Mark Fields. First off, Star Wars lacked so much. It lacked R2-D2, and it had original characters doing uncharacteristic things. And I was hoping for something truly groundbreaking, but it fell flat for me. Second, Star Trek was very horrible. I like Beastie Boys, but not in my Star Trek. Also, Kirk doing a bike stunt isn't Fast and Furious, it's Star Trek. But kudos for destroying that ugly JJ prize. I enjoy all of your videos. Keep up the excellent work. Be safe, sir. I like the Beastie Boys, but not in my Star Trek. I agree with that. That's like saying I like coffee, but not in my cereal. Both are very good things. Put them together, not so much. Thomas E. Tinsdale Jr. I enjoy your hard work. Please keep it up. Thank you. James Darcy. Haters gonna hate. Trolls gonna troll. Love your work, buddy. Keep it up. Joe Torres. Great video. Nicely done. And way to handle your house. If you're ever in Chicago, half Brauhaus for all fresh, awesome German beer and steak at Fojo de Chao. Nicely done, Joe Torres. I don't know if I'll be in Chicago anytime soon, but cool, thanks. Kurt Race. I have been enjoying Trekyards for a few months now and have to say you do a great job with speculation and guests. I may not always agree with some of your opinions, but that's why I watch, for other opinions. Exactly. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to this year. Yeah, people got to realize that I'm giving my opinions, or we're giving our opinions if you watch a Trekyards episode. So if you don't agree with it, fine. You can argue with your point. Just don't be an asshole about it. Don't be name-calling. Don't be insulting. Don't be rude. You'll be fine. Mondison. Great log entry, Captain. Connor Rhodes. Hey, Stuart. I wanted to touch on your play regarding commenters on channel. Oh, this is a long one. I got to get the computer for this one. Hold on. So this comment, it's a long one. I read it. It was initially put in my to be reviewed comments. Could have been spam, whatever. I read it. I was amazed by it. I totally agree with his points, and it's something that I think everyone needs to hear. So I want you guys to pay attention right now. Like I said, it's rather long, so I'm going to get through it, and then we'll discuss it. Actually, we'll discuss it as I go through it. But hey, Stuart. I wanted to touch on your play regarding commenters on the channel. I hope is always that this sort of thing resonates to make a better channel, because your level of commitment to pushing through and building this is important to the Trek community. You've become something of a flag bearer for this purpose. I wasn't aware of that, but that's awesome. There's a lot on the commenter sides. I feel like you should acknowledge and understand to make a better channel. I'm not sure what your background is before making this channel, but I feel it's obvious your expertise isn't in modern day internet communication. Not really. I do internet and security and things, so internet security and network security, among other things. So I feel in building a better audience, there are probably 4 things to keep in mind at this stage. Number 1, don't feed the trolls. Don't even acknowledge they exist publicly. That goes triple and quadruple for acknowledging them on vlogs. When you do that, you give them attention. Oftentimes, negative connotations in posts and toxicity in posts stem from giving them attention. It's important to keep the channel clean, lest you run into the broken window theory. Banning is probably a bit severe until someone demonstrates themselves to be habitually toxic. It would be prudent to follow good administration procedures by deleting posts and sending a sort of warning to them via Gmail Plus or G Plus or email, but not letting yourself get into any sort of discussion beyond the warning. If it happens a fixed number of times from the same user, then ban them. Immediate bans builds immediate animosity, whereas great crafted notices can serve as to mitigate the situation or build a better relationship. It's noteworthy that many huge YouTube channels have moderators, so this isn't a task you should expect to plague you throughout your existence of the channel. But it is something you need to do yourself now to demonstrate best practices for it, or at least develop them for a paid mod down the road. Just to address a few things there. First of all, if you're a complete asshole to me the first time you're commenting on anything, calling me a cunt, that's happened before, calling me a douchebag, calling me whiny, anything like this, you're gone. I don't want to hear it. You're a new person commenting, just say, I don't agree with you, whatever. You don't have to be rude about it. If you're rude, you're gone. I totally understand the giving them a warning. Usually, if I know the person and they've commented a few times on some of my things, I do that. I give them 1 or 2 warnings politely, and that's it. To be honest, I don't have time to give people warnings. If I'm up on my phone and I see one of those negative comments on my videos, I'm immediately downstairs on my computer hitting the block button because I don't want to see anymore. Like I said, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and the last thing I need is people like that in my life. So to give them another opportunity and spend the extra time to delete their comment, send them a message, and hope they got the point, and also keep a little tally of who commented and who I warned and how many times. It's just too much on my plate. I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of stuff to do, so to just knock it out, if you're rude to me, you're gone. It's pretty fairly simple. I understand your point that discussing things, and sometimes it makes a better relationship. It's true, there's been 1 or 2 people that have kind of got saucy, but there were people that I had known. I'd already kind of seen them in the forums and stuff, and they were pretty good people, and they just were having a bad day, clearly. Warned them, got a little bit huffy with me, came back, and now we're stronger for it. That's fine. But if I don't know you from whatever, and you start acting like that, you're gone. So I agree with that, and I don't agree with that. I'd love to get a moderator that could actually take care of that kind of stuff for me, but right now we need to handle it on our own here. So thank you. I hope I covered everything there. Yeah, if your statement comes off as rude, insulting, ignorant, or toxic to me, you're gone. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me. It's how you do it, especially if you don't know me. If you know me and you've been a good supporter of Trekyards, you've commented on everything, you don't agree with something and you're a little bit snarky, then it's going to be, okay, dude, what's wrong? I'm giving you a warning. You haven't had a problem so far. What's up? But I need to have a reason to do that, and just random people, I don't have that reason, so sorry. Okay, so number 2. Remember the First Amendment. So I know you're not an American, but we're also not stupid. We know what the First Amendment is. But this is still such a powerful thing to remember. Freedom of speech is important, but one must always remember that it's the greatest power we as humans have, and that makes it more powerful than the deadliest weapon we have now or will ever have. With such awesome power comes the awesome need to use it wisely. That being said, our power of communication is often limited by this format that is only speech. All the body language, all the voice intonations, all the vibrato is lost when things become text exclusively. A lot of people aren't able to adapt in making a comment, and even more are bad about this responding. This is important to keep in mind because any official entries of this channel need to respond with these things in mind. Agreed. A lot of things don't come off, or do come off differently in a message. Although things like, you're a stupid cunt, you should kill yourself, there's no way that could be said to me with body language that would make me go, oh, okay, I misinterpreted that. Things like that, gone. Calling me a R2-D2 fuckboy because I wanted more R2-D2 in the new movie. R2-D2 fuckboy, right there, gone. There's no way that could be misinterpreted. The way that they word those things, the way they say them, and the language they use, gets their point across of what they're trying to say. Other things are kind of iffy. If it's not full of swearing and insults, then yeah, they're not going to get banned. They're not going to get blocked. I'll take your criticisms into mind. If you're a little harsh about the way you're saying something or a little put offish, I'll let you know, and that'll be another warning. But if you are insulting, use rude language, destructive comments, and phrases that are generally perceived in only one way, you're gone. So that's number 2. Number 3, add to the conversation. Don't detract from it. The most important thing I feel like gets missed in this channel's communication is that a lot of the language points tends to stop and end a conversation. If you want some of the best examples of how to encourage this, I'd strongly recommend going out and watching channels from Hank and John Green. The Vsauce channels are great at this too. Vsauce is awesome. Both John and Hank Green have a saying they put at the end of every video. DFTBA. Don't forget to be awesome. Some of the best channels or TV shows in the past carried these kinds of feeling good messages. If you look at the commenting on these channels, it certainly shows that they are inspiring awesome conversation, not trolly or toxic conversation. I'm not going to have a catch line and a catchphrase at the end of my videos. Usually it's just Captain Foley signing off. Bye. See you later. How is that insulting or rude to people that would make them want to give negative feedback? I don't want to be, stay awesome, bros. You know, I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to have that catchphrase. That's not me. That's not how this channel was started. I'm not going to start one now. At the end of every Trekyards episode, we always have some good little banter and hit like, subscribe, come join us, watch past episode. Yay! It's always positive and it's not catchphrasey. So that's why we don't end every episode with live long and prosper. It's a cliche. Yeah, I get it. It's Star Trek related. Everybody does it. I don't want to do it. So I don't know what would be a good example of that for this channel, but that's my view on it. Number 4, show humility. One thing I notice often in your captain's logs is you often say, if you guys don't like it, and there are often second parts to it, such as don't watch it. Well, if you don't like it, why would you watch it? I don't know what to do. I can't help you. These sort of things build toxicity in themselves. If you notice when some of the great news reporters make these sort of comments, it's an act of God for them to do it. It takes such a toxic negative event and turns it into a defeating moment for them. Showing humility in the course of these events, time and time again, has shown to make people more humble and more likable. We see all your passion, but asking for people to demonstrate it is generally going to cause the opposite to happen. If you make people feel good about their awesome reactions to your content, this is a great way of showing affection outward and will generally create the same inward. I'm me. I say what I would say. We just went through the whole I shouldn't change to be politically correct. I say what's on my mind. My mood and what's on my mind and the way I express myself changes depending on my mood during the day, what's happened to me, what I'm feeling at the moment. So you come on this channel to see me. You're going to see me. And a lot of times I don't understand the concept of watching something that you don't like just to insult it. So when I say, if you don't like it, don't watch it, I mean, if you don't like it, turn it off and move on to the next fucking thing. I don't mean to be negative. That's just who I am. It's the way I am. You'll find that some days I'm a lot more negative than others. Other days I'm pretty good. Depends on my mood. And I make these captain's logs because of my mood. Sometimes to make me feel better. Sometimes because I'm in a fantastic mood and I just want to share stuff with you guys. Other times it's because I'm really down and I just want to talk to you guys and make myself feel better just for putting stuff out there. So I don't ever do it to be mean. I'm just doing it to be me. If you were my friend and we were going out for coffee or for beer and chicken wings, this is how I would speak. This is how I would talk. I am me. I will continue to be me. I will always be me. You tune in to see me. If you don't like it, if you don't like me, then don't tune in to see me. Some days I'm more likable than others. I admit this. I know this for a fact. I know sometimes that I'm being an asshole to people, but can't help it. I try to be nice, especially on here. If you're like family and I know you fairly well, I'm more rude in person sometimes than I am on here ever, because I don't know you guys personally. I mean, you're amazing to me. You're people that support me, and I really appreciate that. But I don't want to get too harsh with you guys. So there's no sense spewing negativity all over the internet. I've said that all along. That's why I don't like these people that I end up blocking. So I try not to be those people. Sure, I have negative thoughts and feelings about certain things, and my opinions might not be what you agree with. But I'm going to continue to do those things and say those things. I'm not going to come on here and be negative, 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 negative. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That'll never happen. I come on and say, okay, well, this situation sucks. This is why. So this is how I want to deal with it. I'm not happy about it. What do you guys think? It's therapy, getting it off my chest and talking about it. So that's about all I've got to say about that. Now, number 5, channel your inner Spock. In celebration of Leonard Nimoy's life this year, I actually gave out so neat framed work of the 10 Commandments of Logic. They tend to be awesome points for channel runners like yourself. Here they are for yours and everyone else's reference. The 10 Commandments of Logic. Thou shalt not attack a person's character, but the argument. True. Everyone that attacks my character is blocked. I've already gone over this. Thou shalt not misinterpret or exaggerate a person's argument in order to make them easier to attack. Number 3, thou shalt not use small numbers to represent the whole. Number 4, thou shalt not argue thy position, assuming one of its premises is true. Number 5, thou shalt not claim that because something occurred before, it must be the cause. Number 6, thou shalt not reduce the argument down to 2 possibilities. False dichotomy. Number 7, thou shalt not argue that, because of our ignorance, claim must be true or false. Number 8, thou shalt not lay the burden of proof onto him that is questioning the claim. Number 9, thou shalt not assume this follows that when it has no logical connection. And number 10, thou shalt not claim that because a premise is popular, therefore it must be true. I tend to agree with those. So those are the 10 Commandments of Logic, guys. Number 6, channel your inner Gene Roddenberry. Everyone touched by Gene has this neat sense about them that they inspire people to be better. You see this vividly, very vividly, with the likes of George Takei and the late Leonard Nimoy, Sir Patrick Stewart, Will Wheaton, and LeVar Burton. Plus Doug Drexler, Andrew Probert, other ones you didn't name. Virtually everyone that interacted with Gene in his prime carry his badge of honor to inspire greatness. I think your channel would become 10 times more awesome if, over the course of 2016, you asked yourself at the end of every video, does this video make me feel awesome? And not for you producing it, but you as a viewer. Bottom line is, I like what you're trying to do here, and I hope some of these long books I've written in response helps. I wouldn't be taking the time to write them if I didn't. Feel free to contact me on G+ if you want more specific help on these. After all, it's what I essentially do after a fashion for a living. At the end of the day, a Trekyards episode does not create any negativity in the world. It doesn't do any harm. All it does is good. All it does is share the love of Star Trek. So after I finish watching a video, yeah, I do think, you know what? This is a positive thing. This made me feel awesome as a viewer. Because you got to understand, I'm not just a maker of the show. I'm a fan of the show. I write the scripts. I do the research, write the scripts, send them off to Samuel. He edits them. I re-edit them for the final draft. We film it, which is fun, and then I wait, and I get a upload later from Samuel, who has edited it all together, all the shininess and glitteriness. So it's like I'm watching a show that I'm a fan of because I want to see the final product. I love this show. This show does make me feel awesome as a viewer, as a fan at the end of every episode, and I want it to make that way, make everyone feel that way at the end of watching the episode. So when I have people come on that are negative and start attacking people's character and whatnot in the comments, they are gone. It's a simple concept that I'm not going to keep explaining. You can argue and disagree with somebody without being a complete asshole. If you're a complete asshole and you boil it down to name calling and bickering and whining and complaining, you're gone. If you insult people, you're gone. Golden rule: do unto others that you want done unto you. If you don't want to be called certain names, or you don't want people lashing out at you, don't do it to other people. Anyway, that's the end of my argument. So we're going to move on now. But thank you very much, Connor Rhodes, for those. I read them. I was inspired by it. I needed to read those on air, and hopefully that's enough. Hopefully you're happy with that. All right, Commander Rotel. A few random ideas for the new top 10 title. Trekyards favorites, Trekyards top picks, Trekyards awards, Captain versus Commander, Trekyards top list reveal, not too bad, Trekyards top list comparison, Trekyards top 2x5. No, we might change the name to something. Those are some good ideas, but I don't know if we're going to or when, if we decide to. Number 2, just a small thing, but after you talked in great length about how calling someone names on your channel and or site is going to field appropriate response, which I approve of, by the way, you go on and collectively ask everyone with a problem with sounds in space if they are daft. Now, that's not a hefty insult, but you know you might have put a log or two in between those statements. Just food for thought. Once again, you're here to see me. It's just I didn't mean it as an insult. Daft, if I wanted to be an insult, it'd be an insult. Daft is not an insult to me. Just, are you a little slow? And if somebody has a problem with that and wants to fight back and fire back at me, fine, I don't have a problem with that, as long as you're doing it in a manner which I can respond to and actually we can act like human beings. Bob Shaw, no one can hear you scream in space. Now I gotta go watch that movie again. Mike Wetchen. I loved Green Lantern, though admittedly that might be as much due to seeing Ryan Reynolds in his trunks as anything else. Don't do mainstream. Do what you want. We're here for you, not mainstream. You're awesome. Thank you. I mostly agreed with your Star Wars review. And you don't have to totally agree with me. That's the whole point. We all have opinions. I want to just put mine out there and not be slammed for having them. P.S. There is sound in space. Sound is created by particles vibrating within range of a pickup medium, i.e. a microphone or ear. A vacuum does not transmit vibrations. However, space is not a true vacuum. There are billions of particles and energy waves bouncing all around all the time, and those particles and energy waves do transmit vibrations. They are just very few when compared to what our bodies were designed to pick up. Engine exhausts and particle beam energy weapons all produce and radiate thousands of particles and energy waves per second. Each of those particles and waves will cause particles they contact to vibrate at the frequency of the thing causing them. Thus, within reasonable proximity, there is sound in space. Thus, Star Trek and Star Wars sound effects are not stupid, they are exaggerations. Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome. Jamie Rivera. I have been watching your videos for almost a year. Do I agree on everything? No. Do I disagree on everything? No. But that's life. You do you, boo. You and your team are doing a great job of bringing to us one thing that we all share in common. Thank you for your hard work. Well, thank you. It's okay to like different things for most people, Captain. IDIC. Infinite diversity, infinite combinations. We are Packlids and we hear sounds. Sounds when we go. That's from Michael Gardner. Starfleet Battles Addict. I liked both Hulk movies. Green Lantern did suck, though. But so did the GL comics. Never be PC. That way the social justice warriors' madness lies always give you your own opinion. Here is my own opinion. Sound in space is dumb. The sound that crew hears on the bridge or over comms is fine. Aerodynamic maneuvers in space is stupid as well. Easy though to do the thruster exhausts to do that movement on screen. Ships being huge on the screen view is dumb as well. They should be tiny little specks. That I don't agree with. We all know, however, that corporate execs stick their noses in and override the guys that do the FX and know better. 2001 was awesome because of the silence and because of the non-aerodynamic movement. 2010 did the same thing, except they gave music instead of silence. But when doing an aero braking in atmosphere, they did give you a sound. Otherwise, they give you Otherwise, they give you suit breathing and comms with a little mood music. It is simply lazy, sloppy movie and TV making that continues with the non-realistic sounds and movements. And then you ... cuts off my comment again. Now, I asked this in the last Captain's Log. I think somebody responded to it at one point. They say you got to push the little 3-button thing. I know that. There's a little 3-button thing. It's gray with 3 buttons that you hit it and expands it. But even after that, it still does that. And it still cuts people off on the iPad. And there's no way to continue reading. There's no way. Anyway, I'm not going to look it up. Keep your comments a little bit shorter so that way I can read them all. Totally agree with you on the sounds in space issue. It's a freaking movie. It doesn't work without sound. I know we all hate JJ Trek, but he makes a good point about it in the extras if you can bring yourself to watch it. Brian Grider. Sound in space for movies is necessary for the drama and action in a film. Let's not forget it's science fiction. Mustafa Muhammad. You were on spot about sound in space. That is always a thought that I've had. The only peeve of mine is when people say there is no fire in space when the ships explode. It's the atmosphere from the ship that burns, and then the vacuum of space puts it out. Captain Lokioa. It's Section 31 versus Starfleet, CBS versus the fans. Green Lantern is okay. Never read the comics, so it was an okay introduction into the universe. I found the Death Stick joke was funny. Thank you. If only we all, you, Samuel, and the fans, could meet up at Deep Space Nine. I like talking to you, Samuel, and the other Trekyards officers since I no longer have any friends. I'm slowly losing my Xbox friends because I don't have gold membership, so it's too expensive for me at the moment. I know, that kind of sucks. Sound in space. I don't care. It's fiction, though I'd be interested to not hear the sounds of the ships and the laser phaser fire. Just hit the mute button at that point. Captain Yellow Sane strikes again, as Matthew Davis says. I don't know what that means. Okay, so that's it for part 1. Now part 2, there's comments on that as well, so we're going to get to those. Hopefully not as many. So Darren Wagner. So Captain Foley, why do you like the Dreadnought from TOS so much? Is there a video I can watch where you talk about why you like it? No, there isn't a video about why I like it. I just like it. I've always liked it. I should do a video maybe why I like it. That might be a good idea. Thank you for the suggestion. Mark Plot, USS Botany Bay. Botany Bay? Oh no! Forgot to get out of here. LOL. I think you meant to say SS Botany Bay, not USS Botany Bay. Nicola Dickens. Looking forward to his latest log. To this latest log. Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year to you too. Blade Leader. Hey guys, I just found this channel and I'm really excited to see your stuff. And I had to ask, what program do you use for your opening title animation? Thanks, and live long and prosper. I'm going to let Commander Cockings field that question. He does all that stuff. So, actually, it's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Commander Cockings wants to do like a show that shows his end of what he does over there. He's not sure if it'll get a lot of views, and I told him it would, and he needs to make an initial one answering a few of the questions that I have from you guys for him, like that question, and then you guys start responding to him to ask him questions and have him do a commander's log. So we're working on it. Mellotron. Hello, Captain. My question is, how would a Star Wars ship like a Star Destroyer match up against a Star Trek ship like the Enterprise E? Who would win in an all-out war between the two factions? United Federation of Planet versus the Galactic Empire. The Federation would win, hands down. We got shields, got more sophisticated weaponry, smaller ships, mind you, but we'd pick off TIE fighters and squadrons of TIE fighters and TIE interceptors like no problem. A Sovereign against a Star Destroyer is no match. I mean, you got turbo lasers and stuff firing against phasers and torpedoes. They don't even have... Once you knock the shields down on the Star Destroyer, just beam a couple of photon torpedoes on board and boom, done. I don't think it's much of a contest. Skyla Jade Foster, or Sky. Yeah, I never understood why there was a rivalry. The whole Star Trek versus Star Wars thing, to me, seems to be mostly driven by people that don't really understand how different they both are. They are both set in space, but essentially are very different experiences. So you can easily just like both the same, but for different reasons. Although I must say I do enjoy discussing specific points, like what ship would win Intrepid versus Millennium Falcon, etc. That sort of discussion, in a friendly way, can be lots of fun. Yes, it can be. I'm not going to go into other replies there. Mark Lawrence, Spiral Phaser Lance. Love using that after knocking out someone's shields. Carl Edwards, one of my tunes in Star Trek Online has the Yamato Dreadnought with the phaser rifle under the saucer, lol. Huey, 1971. Yes, do the top 10 where they did yes, do the top 10. And where did the display in the background come from? I've answered that many times. You should go back and watch some old captain's logs. Vash STPD, thanks for the response. Mark Plot, Kirk, Guardians, show me all. Kirk, Guardian, show me all of Uhura showering. Kirk talking to the Guardian forever. Analysis of Sci-Fi. Wow, it is long. Hey, I'm a member of manicexpression.com. It's a website for video producers like me. You should join. Sorry, my English is bad. Thanks for commenting and showing your friend the Gajora Godzilla class info I posted on the Facebook group. Yes, Michael is actually working on that model. He's got a 3D model he's sculpting, and it looks fantastic. I've got some photos for you. If you want to message me privately, private message me, I will send you the photos so you can take a look at the early draft of what he's got. It's a smaller version, but he's working on a big one now. So please message me. Commander Rotel, a question about the Akira Trekyards episode. Will you talk about the strange assumption that the class is new, besides the registries and designs suggesting them to be older than the Galaxy Nebula classes? Normally I would assume so, but since the Eagle Moss magazine straight up ignored the issue and flat out called it brand new. Also, Treknology on Starship registries. Yes, the Starship registries thing is one of the pet peeves I've had for years. People complain that, it's the system. It starts with the smallest and goes up to the more advanced, and those have the bigger numbers. I don't agree with that at all. And the reason I don't agree with that is because in TOS you see the Constitution class. So the Constitution should be 1700. The Enterprise was 1701, and then you get to see like the Constellation, which is 1017 or 1071. And it's just, I know why they did it, but I don't agree with that at all. I think registry numbers are not defined by the length or the number in relation to previous numbers. It's all based on lineage. Some of them could be lineage. It's based on different classifications at science ship versus battleship, things like that. So I don't think that just saying that the higher numbers are just newer ships works for me. Never has, never will work for me. It's an interesting topic and one that everybody debates on, and it gets a little frustrating. But look, for my example, my Connie, my TOS Connie in Star Trek Online is a TOS Connie, but its number is NCC 612674. The reason for that is it's a surgical strike cruiser specifically designed for a specific mission profile. So that's why it has that kind of registry number. It's a registry number. It doesn't have to follow any linear path as far as when it was released and how high the number is. So those are my thoughts on that. Empyrean Frost. Reason I singled out the Winged Defender is that it's my favorite ship from Star Trek Legacy, other than the Connie refit. Which do you prefer, the USS Constellation from TOS or the remastered one, battle damage-wise? Remastered. The answer will almost always be remastered. Cuban Writer. Yes, do the top 10. I think you're referring to the top 10 Trekyards episodes. Enterprise H. I don't know if you Googled it or not, but the NX 79995 USS Spirit is a quantum slipstream capable spaceship. I called it the NX 79995 because there have been other ships called the USS Spirit, and it is not officially called the Spirit class, which is an Andorian vessel. It was designed by the same person who designed the Vesta, but I personally like it a little bit better. I came across it while doing research on quantum slipstream, but there really is not a whole lot that is canon to find out about. Would you know anything on the subject? I'd appreciate it. If you don't, perhaps you just give your thoughts on the specifications. I have given this Starfleet's quantum slipstream drive on my channel. I tried to keep it somewhat balanced. I'll have to take a look. I haven't had time. I'm very busy. I'm going to be busy for the rest of the day as well. So I apologize. I'm just trying to get these knocked out. So, James Oldfield. Cheers for attempting to answer all those previous log questions. Keep up the good work on Trekyards. Have you ever considered doing a video about your favorite Transformers? No, until I read that. And then I thought, yes, I must do some Transformers-related videos. DB Rant Johnson. I'm worried that if they destroy the Enterprise, they'll replace it with something fucking uglier. I'm thankful that I wasn't drinking when you said that. I would have spit-taked all over my computer. That and your bad reboot comment earlier. Don't know if you came up with that or someone else, but I'm just going to use that from now on. I actually heard it from somewhere else, but yeah, bad reboot is definitely what it should be called. Cuban Writer. Regarding Star Trek trailer, I don't know if you've ever seen the trailer for Bicentennial Man, a movie based on the Asimov novel and a short story. The movie was fairly faithful to the story, but it was advertised as a zany Robin Williams comedy with every joke in the movie crammed into the trailer. The actual movie itself is rather thoughtful and sad. Sometimes marketing cuts a trailer in a way completely counter to the actual film, based on faulty ideas and the target audience. Don't despair, the Trek movie might be a good one. Yes, I've seen Bicentennial Man. It is an amazing movie. I haven't seen the trailer you're talking about, but I know that they do that with certain movies, so I understand. But no, it'll still be shit. Star Trek Beyond will still be shit. You can't get past the ship and the stupid science. No matter what they do, unless the movie ends with Q showing up and going, no, and changing everything back, and the end is just a flash, no matter what, the movie's gonna suck. I've already got my mind made up about that. Still gonna see it, probably multiple times, and I might have to eat crow and admit that it's good if it is, but I really don't think it will be. Just putting that out there now. SWGS. I bet the next ship for Kirk will be the Excelsior, although in the movie they will be using an old Connie, the USS Franklin from the original series, which is an abandoned derelict ship. I wondered about that. The patch on Spock's jacket says USS Franklin. You're saying that it's an old TOS-style Connie, like the one that was hanging in Admiral Marcus's office, that was a scene cut out of the Into Darkness? If they do that, they're going to win major brownie points from me. If I see an original TOS Connie, I will give some credit where credit is due. But I need to see it. I need proof. that kind of person. I need to see it to believe it. Mia Sedgwick. Sure, this should have been a Captain's Log supplemental. 3 more comments, guys. Sorry. 3 more. 3 more comments. 3 more comments. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Good show. Enjoyed it. It's a diabolical liberty that has happened to the Axe in our film. I'm saying Axe just to be safe. Someone tell me if this is going to be a long one. But never fear, there is another Star Trek Horizon is getting released in February, so you should be good as far as I see it, not having any problems. Might be worth a chat with Horizons man about his show. We've Tommy Kraft, he's announced, we've talked to him, we're going to be doing specials on his ships and stuff in his shows. So just a possibility. As for naming the ship, it's a real difficult one, but I think you are on course with USS Foley. When I got my ship that we live on, I was dreading naming it, but thank God it was already named SS Liberty, which was good. So I'm skipper of the SS Liberty, Star Trek Beyond. Well, okay, Star Trek Beyond. Well, what the hell is it? Is what I say. It's really not a good-looking Trek, and more to the point, it will be their 50-year thing, and it's not looking good. As a Star Trek fan since I was 7, I was really hoping for a lot more. We will see. Once again, liking all your shows that you do. Keep up the good work, Skipper. Almost done. 2 more. Captain Lokiowa. Warning, long comment. I'm not going to be able to read it all because it cuts off. Sorry. Phew, that made me wish I was a prophet wormhole alien. Should I post my ship designs on DeviantArt? I would have done so, but my fears about that being on my non-Apple tablet, the ... is a button to expand the comments. Yes, I know this. We just went over this. So yes, I do have a ... to expand the comment. It expands the comment, another paragraph or so, and then a little ... at the end of the word, and you can't hit that. You can't expand it. You can't make it any bigger no matter what you do. I'm saddened that the community is only on Facebook. What about starting a Reddit or Instagram? I have Trekyards has an Instagram, but I don't know how to use Instagram. I don't care. I don't know how to use Twitter very well. Twitter is annoying to me. So maybe I need a PR man that can do this kind of stuff for me. I don't know. I can't wait for you guys to do an episode on the Akira. It's already been written. It's in the process of being edited. Been wondering. I've done my research, but I keep getting lost, dumbfounded on PC specs. So, could you or Samuel or anyone tell me what PC you recommend for good quality playing or running of Star Trek Online and Fallout 4, as well as 3D modeling and rendering? Samuel! I know you're watching this, Samuel. People want to hear from you. You need to give them computer specs and things, and then they'll ask you questions. Hello? I know I could go to Alpha Wiki or Beta Wiki for all this information, but I prefer hearing all the info from you guys. Alpha and Beta Wiki is always slow paging for me for some reason. I meant Tumblr, not Instagram. Tumblr's even worse. And then he wraps up by saying, though it is late to edit main comment, but never mind about the other social medias. You and others obviously know I rejoined Facebook and joined the Trekyards community page. Yes, it was nice seeing you. Stay a member? But yeah, we should expand other media forms. I just don't know them very well enough to use them properly and get the full advantage of them. So, and last question thing. Starfleet Battles Addict. Isn't the Foley a type of catheter to boldly go where no man wants anything to go? Yes, there is a Foley catheter. Don't be an asshole. There's also Foley editing, which is sound editing. So, All right, so like I said, guys, I'm going to be doing reviews on these Metal Earth sculptures, so you guys can stay tuned for that. And like I said at the beginning of this, you guys are the best fans out there. You're very supportive. You're very helpful. Thank you very much. And hopefully you're here to see me. I make no apologies for who I am. I'm me. You came to see me. I'm going to be me. There's times where I'll be a little bit more politically correct, especially if I know it's going to be a touchy subject. So, but I just want you guys to get the experience. If you were my friend that I was sitting across from, I pull no punches. I say what's on my mind. So there is that. Now, Samuel in the UK, one of the people that watched my last Captain's Log got an idea. And they're going to have like a meet and greet over there. There's a few of them in the UK that are going to meet up, have a Trekyards day. I'm going to Skype call in and chat with them. They're going to, hang out, watch some Trekyards episodes, drink some beer, get sloshed, beat up Commander Cockings, tie him up, put him in a trunk of a car, throw it down a cliff, things like that. So, sounds like fun. And wish I could join in person. But since I can't, what I had an idea of doing is doing the Trekyards meet and greet in this area. I'm in London, Ontario, Canada. I already know at least 2-3 people in this area that are Trekyards fans. And I would be willing to do this kind of thing too. We kind of rent a room or a venue of some kind, watch Trekyards episodes for a few hours, have beer, chicken wings, hang out, coffee, whatever you want, chit chat. Maybe have Samuel join us via Skype, which is a lot harder for him to do than me because of the timings. I mean, if in the afternoon, if it's evening over in England, so if they're doing it in the evening, I can Skype in and it's only afternoon here. Where if we're doing it in the evening here, that's like early morning, middle of the night for him. So that might not work out so well. But it's something that I've been considering. Are you guys on board? Do you want to have a Trekyards meet and greet hangout here and be the first of many, kind of like a Trekyards convention? We'll start our own convention, Star Trek convention tour. The Trekyards convention tour. Yes. Tomorrow is our 100th episode, and it's a good one. You guys are going to like it. You're going to be excited. It was fun to film. Me and Samuel had a great time. I just watched it again last night. I watched the final edit, and it was funny. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. And then we have something special for you on Thursday as well, and maybe 1 or 2 little other bonus goodies that Samuel is working on to share with you guys. So look forward to those. But we need your help. We need to get to our $650 Patreon level. Right now we're at $454. That might be going up soon because we have a donor that wants to donate but hasn't had the opportunity yet. But if we can get up to $650, it'll really help us out. It'll push us over the top as far as a few things we want to do and have some more regular content and new stuff for you guys. So if you could please all just donate $1, $2, whatever. If all of our viewers or all of the people on our main Facebook page donated $1 a month, we would be laughing. We would be able to make all the shows we want to make, and you guys would have a ton more content to watch. So please consider supporting us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com, type in Trekyards, search for us, and I'll include a link in the description below here as well for that, so you guys can do that. And please, 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 please try to help us out. Otherwise, if you want to make a one-time donation through PayPal or something, go to Trekyards.com. There's 2 donate buttons. There's the Patreon donate button link and a regular donate button. Hit the regular donate button, and it's a one-time Trekyards donation. So keep that in mind. Next thing I want to address is just I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes. It's not going to be much longer, so I apologize for the length. But Mirror Universe episode with Doug Drexler did really well. It was fun to do. That was filmed over a year ago, so we have all of our old backgrounds, all of our old kind of script issues, our nervousness. It really shows through in that episode. But you guys really enjoyed it and appreciated it, and that's awesome. I got a few things to say about it. A lot of people said keep the "Long live the Empire" to a minimum. It's not a Hitler salute. Everybody keeps comparing it to that, and they're getting offended by it. It's not. Don't get offended by it. It's "Long live the Empire." It's a joke. Every time the captain walked by somebody in the hall, they would do that. It's not meant to be anti-Semitic. It's not Nazi thing, just don't freak out about it, guys. Everybody's complaining about it. I have so many comments saying keep it to a minimum. You know, it was funny for a while and then you lost me. Sorry. We apologize if it was offensive or if you didn't find it funny. A lot of people did find it funny, so sorry. And the last thing I have to say right now is about the Mirror Universe is I mentioned in the episode that I find it strange that all these people are at the exact same positions they are in our universe. And Doug says, well, you know, they're the top people here as well, so they would make it that far. I understand that, but this is the Mirror Universe. People get killed just for looking at somebody the wrong way. Just because you're a top guy doesn't mean that your great-grandfather, who was a drunk, living in an alley, was a great guy, or the top of the top. He would probably get killed. Therefore, your father wouldn't have been born. Therefore, you wouldn't have been born. So these people in these positions that are all the same in each universe really doesn't jive for me. That's what I was trying to say. Just because, yes, this character is a top person that made it to the top in both universes. I understand that 100%. I get it. But doesn't mean that their extended family in the past was the top. I mean, you come from humble roots sometimes, like a farmer or a factory worker, somebody like that. Who's to say that somebody in the factory didn't want your great-grandfather's position as the head supervisor of a certain department and killed him, stabbed him in the back just to get that. That affects the whole future. Anyway, that's my argument about that. Also, the development of technology in each universe look pretty much exactly the same. Doesn't jive for me. Technology is a funny thing. One little variant, one little failure, one quick success, and a lot of things look a lot different. So to have everything look the same, I don't buy it. Just saying. I think that's it for this Trekyards, this Captain's Log, guys. Got me some Think Geek Romulan glasses. So I need to have a party and have some of you guys over. Maybe the Trekyards meet and greet. We can use these. Put some Romulan ale in there. Look like U.S. Air Force symbols from back here. But so as I said, I'm going to be doing a few reviews and things in the next few days. Kind of put more videos on the channel. In addition to all the extra stuff we're doing for our 100th anniversary or our 100th episode celebration. So lots to look forward to, guys. And again, thank you. You guys are the best fans. If you've sat through this whole thing, thank you very much. I know I stumbled and bumbled a lot through this one, but I was just at the dentist this morning and I came home and I was feeling I didn't know what to do. And I thought, I'm just going to sit down and talk to you great folks. So that's what I've done. So comments, questions, everything, put them in below. And I will talk to you very soon. And stay tuned for all the new content, reviews, and whatnot. And I will see you all in the future. But will it be the mirror future or the prime future? Who cares? As long as you're seeing me, I'm the same in both universes. Evil to the core. Bye, guys. It's Captain Foley signing off. See you next time.